Jay, am I just remembering now that you don't celebrate Christmas?
Well, technically, I'm what you call Jewish, but I'm what you also call like a really bad Jew. Because Christmas, I think we can all admit, even the Christians among us can admit that Christmas is not about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's about Argos. And it's about the fact that it's really dark outside and we all need lights and Christmas trees and Christmas jumpers, whether or not you believe in Jesus the Almighty.
We like old adverts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the We Like Old Adverts Advert Calendar. Today, we are joined by one of our favourite guests, the one and only Jay Foreman. Jay, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. I've come prepared. I've brought my best and lit up Christmas jumper.
Yeah, a jumper that you have to switch on, presumably.
I know. I don't know how you wash this. I hope you don't.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
Yeah, the lights on it kind of also look like glowing barbed wire, which is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
no, it's only now that I look at it, I realise that's probably what the glowing lights are supposed to be. The other problem with this jumper is that if I wear it in its natural state like this, you can't actually tell it's a Christmas jumper at all. I have to sort of hold it up like this to feel Christmassy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So,
So I've got that with...
If you wouldn't mind keeping
You're
it
not alone there, Jake.
My mask is of Kevin McAllister.
Oh, wow.
But if you don't know the reference, I've just got a screaming boy on my face,
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
It really is.
Wow.
It is, yeah. It's horrible.
Makes you look a bit hokey cokey, picking a pokey.
Yeah.
That's my Christmas.
It's not ideal. On that, should we have a look at the advert we've chosen for today?
Oh.
They don't make them like that anymore, do they?
No.
You know what I love about this advert? It's not really an advert so much as a photo shoot. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
They just put the dog and the duck in a room and go on, play with each other.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
The dog and the duck are mates at the end. Like after all they've been through, they just have a little cuddle and they're all right.
Is it a duck or a goose?
It's a duck.
Right. Well,
Geese have got that evil spirit and teeth, which is frightening.
Yeah, they do. Good point.
Also, it's Christmas. Nobody wants to see a goose alive at this time of year.
Yeah, it's just a horrible reminder of what it is that we actually do in the festive period. I agree with you. I'm so delighted that the puppy and the duck are friends by the end of it. But sometimes in a thing like that, you will actually go to a casting and if they want to get the proper bond between people, sometimes they will request that you bring an actual mate. So I like to think that they were just one of those and finally sort of like couples of animals from different species that had become mates that you see on the news. And it gone so well. It's like, yeah, let's get these guys in an advert. They've already got a bond. That clumsy little goose can stack it on the ice. The puppy can come over and console him. Be great.
I really hope it is that, because the alternative is that it was like the PG Tips advert where, the whole thing was achieved with a system of weights and pulleys. And the duck really didn't want to be there and be licked.
Yeah. It's hard to say, isn't it?
You just wanted to sing Slade all day.
Yeah. That elevates it for me. That's
fantastic.
Probably my favourite Christmas song, I would say.
I mean, playing that advert on our channel, is the sweet, sweet sound of a copyright strike, isn't it? There's no way we're monetizing this one.
Yeah, 100
we
years.
Swear as much as we like. Big, hairy tits,
Exactly. Actually, that's a good thing, isn't it? Because do you remember that other advert, or the advert that Noddy Holder did for Nobby's Nuts?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where he made nuts sound like a dirty word.
Yeah, he would go. No, he would go. It's Noddy's. It's Nobby's nuts, not Noddy's, and you'd only see his face. But I think it's underappreciated that the premise of that was that people were getting confused about what Nobby's nuts were hungry for some penis, and ended up biting Noddy Holder on the bollocks. Like, and this was happening to him so often that he just lost it. He just had enough.
Nibble Nobby's nuts!
And Andrex, like every other toilet roll brand, have got this big problem where they're not allowed to actually show what the product does. Like nobody wants, especially at Christmas, nobody wants to see a diagram. Here comes the science bit, how we get That's why the Andrex puppy is such a gift.
Yeah.
It's just, we associate it with wiping our asses, even though it's a puppy. There is nothing to do with wiping your bottom at the end of a poo with a puppy, unless you've got real problems.
Yeah.
What I like about this advert is that they've taken a very lo-fi approach to making it look like the duck is singing. I think if they were making this advert today, they'd have done this really quite horrible, realistic lip sync.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. Realistic lip sync.
Don't worry, I'll dub it over the top of that, Jay.
Realistic lip sync.
I loved this advert as a kid. And that bit where the duck does the star in their eyes, noddy holder bit. I thought that was amazing. I remember thinking, how did they do that?
Yeah.
And looking at it now, the answer is, like that, because that was really like, well, actually, rewind and fast forward again.
Yeah, video editing in that part of the 90s, they didn't yet have the technology, so they had to do it with a system of weights and pulleys.
The way they did it was they chose a duck specifically because they watched Noddy Holder and thought, he just sings like a duck. He's just a very duckish man, isn't he? Very duckish man to me. So they just thought, we'll get a duck and it'll work perfectly. And it did. Lo and behold, it did. Congratulations.
I imagine that the sophisticated video editing equipment was actually just someone with the remote control trying over and over again to get it.
Yeah. As much as that's what they've done, they've actually done a pretty good job of it. One of the things that I'm fascinated by about this advert as well is it, because you've touched on it at the start, Jay, like what is actually happening here. It does imply that this duck and dog sort of live together. Like they've got their own house and this is their garden. And what they do on Christmas Day is they just run about and make a little toilet paper assault course. Brilliant.
Well, are we supposed to assume that there were humans there before, or, are they a pair of humans that turned into a dog and duck after a curse?
I always noticed the curse in this advert when I watch it. It's very cursed advert.
I'm surprised Jim has yet to come up with a theory for this advert.
Yeah, I know. It's developing in my head, perhaps that they something to do with a pub. They're a dog and a duck, right? So perhaps the curse has got to originate from that in some way. If you've if you can think of a theory for why this advert is cursed, why this dog and duck are indeed a dog and a duck, let us know in the comments.
You know how there's like a historical reason for all these traditional pub names, and I wonder, what is it for dog and duck, and is it that it's named after this advert?
I think the actual reason that they had weird names was because it was from a time before people could read, wasn't it? So it'd be a picture of a dog and a picture of a duck, and you go, that must be the place. Let's go burn it down and be cursed in Andrex adverts forevermore.
That is true, but there's also a reason why pubs are nonetheless called what they are. Usually, apparently there's some system to it. I think
I came up with a name for a pub.
I'm not sure, but the jury's out.
I came up with a name for a pub that I'm so proud of. I might go into the pub business just so that I can open this pub.
Now's a great time to be doing that, Jay. May I really recommend you go and do that, pal?
I want to call it the Dog from Frasier.
Nice.
Good name for a pub. You know exactly what they'd be on the swinging sign. There'd be a picture of the dog from Frasier, and then on the inside of the pub, there'd be these black and white photos of the set of Frasier with the dog. I'm not even
of tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Yes.
And you could have one chair that doesn't suit the rest of the pub.
Yeah.
This idea gets better the more I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a bit of an issue with the bar, because do you make the bar look like Cheers or do you make it look nothing like Cheers?
It's deliberately as far away from Cheers as possible. I think in the spirit of Frasier, it should be nothing like Cheers.
Yeah, fair. I like it.
Sounds good.
So I like that. A pub based not on the sitcom that is based in a pub, but it's spin-off series that tried not to be in a pub. That is some Inception shit you've got going on there, Foreman. I love your work.
I like
this is why I'm not in the pub business.
Well, that line at the end doesn't make sense. A puppy is for life, not just for Christmas. A puppy is demonstrably not for life. It's for about 6 months, and then it's a dog for life. An age of dogs that Andrex never use in its adverts. Sort your own garden out, Andrex, before you start sniffing around mine, all right?
Is this one of these examples where one brand sort of, takes over advertising somebody else's product, like, they mix it up for a bit, and it turns out this isn't actually toilet paper. This is for Battersea Dog's Home, because, if you're saying that famous dog is not for life, not for Christmas, if you're saying it wrong anyway, if you're saying the famous thing, a puppy is not for life, it's for Christmas. Me. It's here we go again. If you're saying the famous thing, a dog is not for Christmas, a dog is for if you're saying a dog is for life, not for Christmas, that's a message for Battersea Dog's Home, not toilet roll.
Yeah, something like that.
This isn't the original advert. They didn't have Slade over the top of it originally. I've been looking for it. I found it about 6 weeks ago, but stupidly didn't save it. But yeah, they just kind of retconned it for Christmas one year and like fiddled with the editing to make it's Christmas.
No, they were always.
Remember what the original message was that the duck was singing?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
So Jay, you've been very, very kind and brought us a second advert. We don't really know anything about.
I found this one and I thought there's really not very much to say about it. This shouldn't take too long, but you've got to see this.
That's the spirit.
I'm really kidding now. None of us have watched this.
On Christmas Day, when you finished your turkey, get switched on because I've got big in-store news for you with lots of surprise bargains. Ta-ra for now.
It's not the Queen's speech, just invading your living room.
What was that gesture she did at the end there? Look at her hands and her mouth. She definitely, we all saw that, didn't we?
Yeah.
What's that for? What shop is...
I've got two questions. Is first of all, how did that get past the ITC, with her doing that filth with her hands and mouth? And second of all, what is that an advert for? It's definitely not a trailer for some TV show coming up, because she says bargains in store. It's not please watch me in general on ITV. It's I'm advertising a product in a place and I'm not telling what it is.
So it's a trailer for an advert that will come up after you've finished your turkey, and she, for some reason, knows when that's going to be.
I guess so. But, we'll never find out because it's lost in the ether.
Mm. Her hair is something else, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
fur helmet.
Strange.
It's altogether a bit Margaret Thatcher, I think.
Yeah, or like
Cilla Black was a fan of.
She was indeed. Yeah.
She's the only Scouse Tory.
It's weird when you find they do exist here and there, but when you find them, kind of, all right.
I feel like the only Scouse Tory sounds like a sort of children's Christmas book.
Narrated by Cilla Black.
Well, I'm glad we've stuck to the theme. Like every time we have Jay on, we have a Beatles advert, and according to Cilla Black, she's like the fifth Beatle, isn't she?
Yeah.
So it's nice that we've kept up that
people,
tradition.
Only Cilla Black claims that, interestingly, though.
Yeah.
Bargains. Ta-ra for now.
So thanks again for joining us for the latest episode of the We Like Old Adverts advert calendar. We would like to dedicate this to all of the dogs that we have in our lives. This is Crisp. We've got Rudy over there. Des. Yes. Bruce is knocking about as well. You're all idiots, and we love you for it. So yeah, if you've enjoyed what we do, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the theory of why the dog and the duck in the Andrex advert are possibly cursed. Subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, do all of that stuff. Follow us on socials, and just have yourselves a lovely Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye.